Hello, my name is Emma Tobias, and I am a 23-year-old woman wearing what is described best as a hideous onesie from the children's section of Target. Sorry, no, Walmart. So, I am living the damn autumn dream. Okay? Alright. Hi! I have been on booktube, been a fan of booktube and watching booktube since 2011. I've been making videos since 2012, 2013. I've been here a while. And something that I have realized about myself is that about every 6 months I have a booktube crisis. I have this moment of great anxiety where I feel like I am not doing something right, where I feel like I am a failure, where I feel like I should not be allowed in this community. And in all of these years of being on booktube and all of these years of having these crises about booktube, I have made several videos about that feeling. These are my existential crises about booktube. I have recognized this finally in myself that I make these videos literally almost every 6 months to a year. And I'm sick of it. So instead of making a video talking about how insecure I am instead going to say that I promise you, damn it, I promise you, you are good at this. And I'm saying that to myself, and I'm also saying that to all of you, who I'm sure has felt that moment of insecurity at least once in your booktubing career. Or just your life in general, you know? Imposter syndrome's everywhere, not just in booktube. Let's get into it. Let's go through the main feelings that I feel whenever I have these great insecure moments. The first thing that I think is the most common is feeling like no one cares. And normally, the way that we decide that no one cares is through our engagement. It is completely fine to care about those things. I think it's totally chill to care about those things. I think it's important to have that desire to have community and comments and engagement, because that's kind of the point of this community, is you want that engagement and you want that community and you want to feel like someone's listening. And I totally get it. But letting that completely take over what you do isn't great. There was a period a few years ago where I definitely let it take over what I was doing. My videos were getting more views, but I wasn't making things that necessarily made me happy. Everybody's going to make something, they're going to figure out what makes them happy to make, whatever it is. I'm going to tell you right now that the amount of subscribers you have and the amount of likes you get on a video and the amount of views you get on a video does not equate how good you are at booktube. It does not equate to success. It is a number that sure in some ways equates success, but at the same time you have to figure out whatever your success is. For me, feeling successful on booktube is just making videos that I enjoy making. And that is the most cliche advice ever. But once I started doing that, I really genuinely felt better about what I was doing, and I felt better about booktube in general. I had a nicer, positive feeling about it, and I can enjoy videos more by people who make very different videos than me, but are incredibly entertaining, and maybe those videos get lots and lots of views, but I wasn't thinking, oh man, I should be like them. I was thinking, wow, I really enjoy this, but it's not something that I'm gonna make. So there you go. That's my first really unsolicited piece of advice. I promise you, you're good at booktube. The next point that I have often felt is in my presentation. I have had many moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not wearing any makeup, my hair looks a mess, I'm wearing an ugly onesie, my room is a mess, my bookshelves are a mess, my life is a mess. I felt that many times on booktube. I love a beautiful video. There are people on booktube whose setups are gorgeous. They take pride in them, they do an amazing job, their aesthetics are beautiful and well thought out, but that is something that I could never maintain. I am at my heart very lazy. It's not necessarily a good thing, but it's kind of who I am. It's my brand, if you will. I will throw up now. But you get what I mean. So if that's something that you care about, great. But if you genuinely think, I can't be bothered, I don't care, then that's totally fine too. I, for a long time, felt like I needed to do those things, and I didn't need to do them because I didn't want to do them. So therefore, I didn't need to do them. I promise you, you're good at booktube. Number 3 has to do with your camera. That kind of goes with setup. I have had a very nice camera for a very long time. I got it when I was in high school. I bought it for myself. It's a Nikon D50-100, and then it broke 6 months ago. And I filmed on my phone, and then my phone's audio broke, and I'm too lazy and broke to get a new phone. So I went, oh no, what do I want to do? So I went, I still really want to make videos, so I filmed stuff on my webcam, which is something I've done throughout my entire time on booktube. I've had videos that I filmed on my webcam. And I remember being like, oh no, oh god, this is just horrible, like no one's gonna want to watch this. And then I looked back at videos that I had filmed on my webcam from years ago. And those videos did fine. And so a few months ago, or a few weeks ago, when I made my last video on my webcam and I said, I think I value my words more than the quality of my camera, really rang true to me. What I learned is that I like the words I say. That's what I take the most pride in. The quality of the video, I take pride in, but it's not the most important thing to me. What makes me happy when I make videos is just saying things that I think are interesting. At least that I think are interesting. So if you don't have an amazing camera, that's okay. That's totally fine. If you do, great! Your videos look awesome, and that's also good. But it's learning that, you know, it doesn't completely matter how nice the quality of your camera is unless you decide that it matters. I promise you you're good at booktube. Next, let's get into reading. The actual art of reading in booktube. I've had many crises about this. I am a fairly all over the genre place reader. I read all sorts of genres. It kind of depends on my mood. I've always been this way. But when I first started off in booktube, I felt like I either had to read all literary fiction or I had to read all young adult. It felt like I had to pick one. And no one was perpetuating that. That was something that I was just kind of deciding was true, which is true of everything I've said here. I decided that was true. No one was perpetuating that. Not really with any sort of great impact in the community. But once I realized that I could read romance one day, a Pulitzer Prize winning novel the next day, a YA book the next day, and a mystery novel the next day, I was like, this is fun. I enjoy this. I enjoy reading whatever the hell I want to read. And if you only want to read YA books, that's awesome. If you only want to read lit fic, that's awesome. Why did I say lit fic? That is horrid. If you only want to read crime novels, that's awesome. Literally. It's awesome. All awesome. I promise you you're good at booktube. The next thing that I want to talk about, that I think is fairly important and something that's been addressed quite a bit recently and quite a bit over the years, is consumerism. On booktube, consumerism and the perpetuating consumerism is something that happens. It happens in a lot of communities that are based on, like, a tangible thing, although books aren't necessarily tangible. You could read an ebook, which I guess is still tangible. Ooh, this is a topic. Are books tangible? Let's get into it. Not right now, though. So yeah, like, owning a lot of books when I first started on booktube was kind of the thing. It was really fun. I really loved book hauls when I first started on booktube because I didn't own very many books, so I liked this idea of collecting lots of books. And I enjoyed that time in my booktube life. Now at 23 in grad school, I don't really always have the money, so a lot of my books come from the library, or they're audiobooks that I have for my Audible subscription, or they're ebooks that are cheaper. So I don't buy very many physical books anymore. But that is okay. I enjoyed my time buying lots of books, and I enjoyed my time not buying lots of books. Both have been fulfilling for me. Sure, I wish I could buy more books now, just because I wish I had more money in general, but I think either way is totally valid and totally okay. The issue is when people do perpetuate this idea that you need to own lots of books to be a part of the community, and I don't think anyone is necessarily outwardly doing that, but regardless, it doesn't matter. You're reading, and that's the whole point of booktube, is reading and then talking about it, so I promise you you're good at booktube. And next we have the amount of books you read. I am simply going to say this. If you read 1 book a year, that's fine. If you read 300 books a year, that's fine. You are a reader regardless. Regardless. If you read no books a year, if you start a lot of books and don't finish them, something I do a lot, that's also fine and valid. I promise you, you're good at booktube. Okay, so finally I want to talk about simply why I love booktube and why I think that you are a good booktuber within reason, regardless of all of these things, or because of all these things, regardless of all these things. You get what I mean. Booktube is at its heart a place for people to talk about books. It's a place for people to share what they love in whatever way they want to. It doesn't matter. As long as you are sharing your love of books in a way that is unproblematic, which is its own kind of tornado, that's what matters. Make the stuff you want to make. Enjoy this community the best you can. Yeah. I promise that you're good at this. Emma, friends, everyone. Wow, sincerity is difficult. Anyway, my name is Emma Tobias. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that in some ways it made you feel validated. It made you feel a little less alone. Whatever that may be. Yeah, and come be my friend on Twitter. I have a Twitter. I'm promoting things. This is real. I have a Twitter, and that is Emmers_ on Twitter. Have a lovely day.